Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV. The Joy in the Pain podcast is also live. Whether you're listening or watching, we welcome you. We're here for the match preview of Walsall at home to Stockport County. So I think we should talk to somebody from County, shouldn't we? Here's Craig. Welcome back, Craig, onto the channel.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's nice to have you back. Stockport County, one of the favourites for winning the title.
Yeah, we were last year as well, though. And look what happened. We just missed out playing the playoffs.
You're only just missed out, didn't you? Only just missed out. So first week of the season, we thought we were going to batter Morecambe, and fell to a last-minute defeat. Wrexham and Notts County expecting to walk the division. Both got beat, or I suppose tanked is the word. Battered, yeah. Notts County got a bloke sent off on 15 minutes. Sutton, who were tipped to be relegation fodder almost. A massive win for them, and then they went and won in the cup as well.
Yeah.
So they've made a good. Are they going to be Stevenage this season?
I don't know. On the Wrexham thing, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. The squad that they have now isn't much different to the squad that we beat to the National League title the year before last.
Yeah.
And we found it hard last season, bringing in quite a few players. And they've not improved that much. They've signed 2, I think.
Yeah, I thought they'd be bringing loads of players in, and they've just not.
No, I think they think they're better than they are. I think obviously they've realised on Saturday that they're not going to roll everyone.
Yeah.
And I think they'll spend the money. I think they'll spend it in January when they actually realise that they're not going to be in the league by 10, 15, 20 points like I think they expected.
Yeah. Paul Mullin getting injured as well. That's a big blow for them.
It's a pity, isn't it?
What a shame. It's almost like a perfect time to play them. We've got Wrexham away next Tuesday, just after we've played your guys, without Kyle Wootton. So on to Stockport. Are you missing Kyle Wootton first 2 games?
Well, he's not going to be back until mid-October.
Oh, that's not good.
No, we've got loads of injuries. There's not only him. There's Miles Hippolyte. He's out for 3 months.
He's out as well. Hippolyte, he's a big player for you, isn't he?
Yeah, he was a bit starter last year. Jack Stretton, he's out for the season. He's done his ACL in pre-season. We've got Will Collar. He played 70 minutes yesterday, but that was his first match or proper match. He's not had any pre.
He's a big player for you, isn't he, Will Collar?
Will Collar, another one, yeah. Ryan Croasdale, our main CDM. He's out in. He's doubtful. Who else have we got out injured? Alafi went off injured last night in the cup.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we're all right.
How about Paddy Madden? Because he didn't play Saturday, did he?
No.
And he did well. Super volley for his goal against Sheffield Wednesday.
Brilliant goal. Paddy was one last year that he didn't hit the heights that he did the season before. It came out over pre-season that he was carrying an injury most of it.
Yeah.
So that's why he didn't get as much game time last year. But we'll see what happens this year. I think we've gone in a slightly different direction. This year we want ball carriers and a bit of pace up front, and Paddy is need for that. But
he's a finisher though, isn't he?
Well, he played yesterday. He played brilliantly yesterday. And in the second half, he played sort of not a number 10, slightly deeper than a number 10 as well. So there's options we can move him about. So, but
he's the guy to watch. Him and Will Collar, I think, on Saturday are the guys we've got to watch, isn't he?
If they play, yeah. I think Madden will play because of the goal. that he scored yesterday. Had he not scored, I don't think he would be in the team for Saturday.
Okay.
Will Collar might not make it. I don't know. Like I say, yesterday was his first match. And they give him 70 minutes. So if he does start, he won't finish.
No. Okay. The over the close season, a big player for you, Chris Hussey, moved over to us. We talked about that briefly, didn't we, previously? And a disappointment for you to lose him. So the guy that's replaced him, is that Toure or is that Pai that's the natural replacement there?
So because we've sort of changed, we've gone a different direction from last year. So last year we played with the 3 centre halves at the back, and they were 3 out and out centre halves, and it was Hussey on the left, Horsfall in the middle, and Akil Wright on the right. But now we've seemed to have gone to play with our wing backs from last year and now our centre backs. So
you're just not going to defend at all then this year?
Against Gillingham, we literally played with 4 full backs or wing backs. We played with Toure. Obviously, we signed him from Salford.
Yeah.
Player of the year as a full back for Salford, and we played him at left centre back. And we Kyle Noyle at right centre back, who was one of the best right wing backs in the league last year. And then we played a wing back in front of both of them. So at times it's poor old Fraser Horsfall on his own at the back. Sometimes it gets that way when we attack. But last night we reverted back to what we did last season. We went back to 3 proper centre halves.
3-5-2, yeah.
Yeah, Akil Wright went back into the position that he played last year, and Ethan Pye jumped in where Chris Hussey was last year.
Yeah.
Ethan Pye was on loan. He's one from our academy, one of our youth players, so he's only a young lad.
Okay.
Loads of potential. He was on loan at Gateshead last year, and they got to the final of the FA Trophy.
Oh, great, good.
A week before the FA Trophy final, we recalled him to sit on our bench against Carlisle.
What's the point of that then?
We were short on numbers. We had just injury after injury, so we had to come back. And he sat on the bench for the first leg against Salford. Didn't get a minute. He didn't get a minute in the second leg, and he didn't get a minute at Wembley either. But he was
a bit miffed with that, I thought.
Yeah, he said he was happy to come back, but I would imagine
the experience of being around the first team and the final and that sort of stuff, that would do him good, I think. How old is he by then?
He's about 18, 19. So but he played yesterday and he was brilliant. We got another lad as well, Cody Johnson, who played for us yesterday.
Played in the middle.
Yeah, we had to recall him from Rochdale 24 hours before the game, again, because we've got literally no midfield. Callum Camps is another one injured that I forgot to mention before.
Yeah.
And he came in and he was absolutely brilliant. He was the best player on the pitch.
Very good.
He took Barry Bannon, who's arguably one of the best central midfielders in that league, and just made him look like an amateur. Very
good. Some bright young talent then.
Yeah.
There's one player of yours. Well, there's a couple of players of yours I want to mention. A player that we were after, and I think it was between yourselves and Walsall where he was going to end up, and he went to you, Lemonheigh Evans. But he didn't really feature for you too much last season, did he?
No. So again, he was one of those that brought in from Torquay. He'd never football league, and he struggled. He struggled getting in over Will Collars, Callum Camps, Anthony Sarcevic. There's some good players there. And when he got his opportunity, he never took it. So we actually sent him out on loan to Notts County last season.
Okay.
He was there for maybe a couple of months, and we recalled him back at the back end of the season because we were again decimated with injury.
Yeah.
And he came on really well. He done really well in pre-season as well. He looked sharp, but he didn't play on Saturday, but he played last night.
Yeah. Did he do all right last night then, yeah?
He did. He picked up a yellow card early on, which I think hampered him a little bit. Especially with these new rules, you don't know what is worthy of a yellow card nowadays. So I think he was playing a bit within himself, but yeah, he was spot on yesterday.
The yellow card thing and the extra minutes, it's become a 100-minute game now, hasn't it?
Yeah, and we've not adapted to it yet, as usual.
And I think Stevenage probably adapted to that best last season. I can remember Walsall playing him at the start of last season, and they brought 3 strikers on, or they brought 3 big players on for the last 20-25 minutes. And Walsall just never even thought about making subs, and that's a frustration, really. You've got 5 subs, and it's a 100-minute game. You've got to use your subs effectively. Last night, on Saturday, he made 2 subs just on about the 88th minute. It's just all too late. And then last night was a bit late making the changes as well. But hopefully you'll learn. Of course, Challoner's old head now, isn't he?
Yeah. And we've just given him a new 3-year contract. We've given him a 3-year contract over the summer. There was teams sniffing after him. So I think it was more to do with that than anything else. So yeah, but again, I think he still needs to do a bit better with subs and stuff like that, but he'll get there.
Yeah, for Walsall, of course, Matt Sadler, from coach to manager, he's now got a grand total of 2 games that he's managed. Oh no, plus 2 from last season, so 4. So he's getting well experienced now.
Has he won any of them 4 yet?
No.
Oh well.
Oh, actually, did we? I can't. Last season I've just written off on my head. I think we lost 3-2, didn't we, at against Salford? So no, I don't think he's won a match yet.
Oh well.
Maybe Saturday will be the game.
Saturday could be the game.
Another player as well. Didn't feature last night. But it played Saturday for you. Louis Barry.
Yes.
I think he's played for he's from Villa, just down the road from us, and he's played for everybody else apart from Walsall.
Yeah. He came on for maybe 20 minutes last night. He's one of them players that I don't think he's going to work the hardest for you, which Challoner sort of demands. Likes everything into his feet, which again, we don't really play that sort of game. But Challoner says he wants to change from a big ball team. Obviously, we've not got Kyle Wotton as the target man. He wants to play. He wants to be more direct. He wants more runners, and Barry fits that description. So, him and Nick Powell as well. They both fit that description. So,
just quick players,
They should start scoring some goals for us.
Yeah. You said just before we came on air, you needed Danny Johnson.
Yeah.
He likes playing against Stockport, doesn't he?
Well, he chips our keeper, didn't he? In the about 30 yards. So
I think your keeper should have had that. To be honest, it was a good strike, but I mean the keeper got his fingers to it.
Yeah, it's not the first time he was chipped. To be fair, that in the last couple of seasons, so it wasn't a shock to us. But yeah, that's what we're missing. We're missing somebody that is just a poacher. Somebody that be in the 6-yard box when the crosses are coming in. We put loads of crosses in. We just have nobody there to meet them. Somebody that's just knows where the back of the net is.
Yeah, it's so difficult to get that kind of player, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've got a message from Anthony Russell. Very good performance last night. There's 3 players, Folkes, Tierney and Mayer were outstanding. I just want to talk about the Walsall team. We had a young keeper on loan from Wolves was in goal last night. But Owen Evans have been pretty solid last season. And the back three, our back three set for the season is Farquharson, who we had from Newport, who I think was top for interceptions last season in League Two. Daniels and then Hussey. But Farquharson's took a knock. We're not sure whether he hasn't featured yet in the league or last night. We're hoping he's going to be back, because without him, that's been a weak area for us. We had Harry Williams came in for the first game of the season for his first EFL start after joining us from Alvechurch, and he was all at sea. Right. Sorry, what you say?
Big team.
Big team, yeah. He was all at sea for the first half, and then started sort of getting back into it a bit. But it was a bit of a shock for him. And then McKenty, who is a good quality player, we had converted him to a midfielder, but because of lack of numbers, he was put back into centre half, right side centre half, and he struggled last night. But Blackburn, even though it was a young side for them, they've got some really good quality there, championship level youth. So they ripped us apart a bit, hence the conceding 4 goals. But for us to score 3 was nice. Had perhaps troubled area as also right wing back. We were trying to get Liam Bennett back. We had him from Cambridge. He did really well for us, sort of blossomed really. But that sort of fell by the wayside. And Tom Knowles became a regular, slotting into that right wing back role, and did very well there. But he's out injured as well. So we were playing Joe Riley, who is not really a right wing back. But then last night, for his debut, we had Joe Folks. He's similar to Pye, really. He was on loan at Kidderminster last season and the year before. So we had 2 solid years with them. And he was very impressive last night as a right wing back. First half, he ripped him apart. Second half, they sort of put an extra guy on him, I think, and calmed him down a bit. But he still did very well. So he's going to bring our right side alive. On the left side, we've got Liam Gordon. He had an injury at the start of last season and never really got into full stride, I don't think. He's looking much better this season. We've got Tyler Allen is the backup, but I think Liam Gordon is going to be in there. And then we got some new guys in the midfield. McKenty, he's probably going to be filling in for Farquharson, or the priest, as we've named him, but it's easier to say. We've got Ryan Stirk, who spent some time at Mansfield, that joined us from the Blues, from Birmingham City. He started FLK as a CDM. They got Brandon Comley, featured last night and did well. Riley will be competing with him in that centre midfield, because that's his position, really. He's much more impressive there. There's a guy we had from Motherwell, Ross Tierney. He didn't play on Saturday, but he featured last night and was man of the match. Did very well. So I think he'll come in for Isaac Hutchinson. Do you remember Hutchinson from last year?
Yeah.
He's a good quality player, Hutch, but sometimes I don't think he's up for the fight. Yeah. But this Tierney is a right sort of a right harsh guy to play against. I think is probably the polite way of saying it. But then up front, we have some surprises for you. DJ's back.
Right.
Also, an interesting one, because you say Toure from Salford, he'll be coming to meet Aramidi Auti, who was a player that sort of started to flourish last year. In fact, now that was Crawley, wasn't it? I've got that mixed up. Never mind. With Crawley, he did well with Crawley last season. He came off the bench and impressed. But there's another guy on the scene on loan from Lincoln, an 18-year-old. But he's an 18-year-old that looks like a 25-year-old. He's very quick, bustling, very quick feet. And I think he's going to compete with Danny Johnson for top goal scorer. He looks very good. He was finishing off a suspension, the exuberance of youth from his time with Drogheda United in the Irish League. I think he scored 18-21, I think, or 13 in 21 for them. I think he's going to do well. So we should be the first time we see him in a league game. So Walsall are going to be a lot more exciting to see this season. Whether we score more than we concede is the big one.
We don't score many. So if you score more than 2, then I think it's game over.
Well, as you know, Hussey's set piece delivery, Tierney, his delivery, and that sort of stuff is good. We seem to have goals all over the pitch now.
Yeah.
Well, last season when DJ went back to Mansfield, everybody was like looking around, saying, "Okay, well, who's going to get the goals now?" And nobody did, effectively.
Has Hussey been playing as a left-sided centre-back, or has he been playing as a wing-back?
Left-sided centre-back.
Okay. Has he still been getting forward?
He's getting forward a little bit. I've mainly seen the pre-season games because I've been on holiday. So I've only saw some highlights from the last 2 matches because I was in Italy. So I'm looking forward to my first league match of the season. And so that'd be good. Me and the lad will be heading to our favourite smash burgers before the game. And any Walsall fan or Stockport fan that uses the code WFTV20, Walsall Fan TV 20, gets 20% off at Smash Burgers, which is just off Junction 9 of the M6, the opposite side to the ground. It's on a Gallagher Retail Park. So Smash premium quality burgers. So if anybody wants to join us there, come and say hello. That'd be good. Let me just check a few of our comments. Stephen Jarvis, he did play for Torquay. I think that's Lemon Evans that he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's what that's what Walsall missed when DJ went. Same sort of thing there. Yeah, and Douglas James Taylor started last night on his own up front. He's a young player. He was released by Stoke. He was on loan with us last season. Didn't really get enough game time. And I think given opportunities, he'll score goals as well. But when we look through it doesn't happen very often with Walsall. You normally, we know what the team's going to be. That's pretty obvious. Bam, bam, bam. But other than the back 3, and with the injury aside, in the middle, there's several that could be playing. Talking with our friend Gabriel Sutton, he was saying, would I swap that for a better player who was a guaranteed starter? And I suppose in some ways I would, but it's that strength in depth. And as we touched on, the 100-minute game with 5 subs, you've got to make use of that, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're sort of in a similar situation where even though we've got a lot of injuries, we're still obviously we've had to call some back from loans, but we've still got quite a strong squad. And if you were now, who I think will start on Saturday, I'll probably get 5. I'll probably get will probably be settled. Anybody else, it's a guess.
Come on, then you gotta put your name down. Then what's your team? You going 3-5-2 or 3-4-3?
It'll be 3-5-2, I would imagine.
3-5-2. Okay.
It'll be Hinchcliffe in goal, definitely. Horsfall as the central centre back. Now, does he play with his wing backs as centre backs or centre backs as centre backs? He'll probably play Kyle Noyle on left centre back, Torre as right centre back.
Oh, okay.
Southam Hales right wing back with Rydell left wing back.
Okay.
I hope he plays the young lad that played for us that we recall from Rochdale, Cody Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
CDM with probably Collar might start but won't finish, and Sarcevic, and then possibly Barry and Powell and Madden up front, Barry on the bench.
Yeah. I think Barry against McKenty would be a worry for me, I think. Because he likes to play on the left, doesn't he, Louis Barry?
He played on the right for us.
How is he? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
First game, right, but sort of like almost like a winger, but not a winger.
Yeah.
And if he gets the ball and he runs at you, he causes problems.
Yeah, it's a bit of a head down and run at you guys, isn't he?
Yeah, he's quite lightweight though, so anybody that's got a bit of strength against him, quite often that just knocks him off the ball quite easily. So
yeah,
I would imagine, I would probably say he might come off the bench.
Yeah. And prediction.
If we can score more than one, we are due to batter somebody score wise. We battered Gillingham and Wednesday without scoring many, and that's been the issue. If we can somehow find somebody to put it in the back of the net, it could be a 3-1. But if we don't find that somebody, it could be a 1-0 or a 1-0.
Yeah. I'll fancy us to score 2, maybe 3.
If you score 3, it's game over.
It depends on the Draper. I think he might start Draper or might start Outie. Outie's similar to Barry, I suppose, in some respects. He's very quick, very good, nimble-footed, and likes to play. Well, he plays on the left. And he set up 2 excellent chances against Blackburn. The second one we scored from. The first one got a shot at goal and that sort of thing. So I think he'll be disappointed if he doesn't start Outie after his performance. And the youngster Ronan Mayer, he was starved of opportunities last season. It's like the manager didn't want to risk him because he was such a young lad. He's only a little lad, but I mean, he's, as the name might suggest, he is a bit of a ram. He's a battering ram. He scored very frequently in the reserves, and he'd been struggling with the chances he's had in the first team. Every time he shot, it just didn't quite seem to happen for him. But he scored a beauty last night to pull us back to 4-3. So that'll do him some confidence. He scored in pre-season as well. He scored an excellent hit it early bottom corner from 20 yards. So his confidence is rising. It is possible that he's going to go out on loan, but after his goal last night, I think regular cameos for the last 20 minutes should be the order of the day for him. I think he's too good to be going to Walsall, which is the rumour. I think he's going to keep him in and around the first team. So, with what similar to Walsall, Stockport, you need to get some wins on the board and get up the table, don't you? Same for Walsall. I think you guys are definitely going to be in and around the top 7, if not the top 3, come the end of the season. Gabriel, I thought he'd like Walsall, but he's predicted as 12th. But he hasn't seen Draper play, and Tierney. He didn't know anything about Tierney either, and Tierney was it's what do they call Almiron, the Newcastle, the rat?
Yeah.
He's a bit of a rat. He sort of gets in everybody's faces, nips the ball off everybody, and he's doing it in key areas. And that's so if he starts, there'll be a lot more energy in the cam role than Hutch brings. But saying that, Hutch Hutch scored a couple of good goals in pre-season. It's nice to have options for a change. So often with Walsall, it's like, yeah, we know who the first 11 is, and then the rest, the bench is made up of 2, and then the kids. And that's somewhat different this time. Just had a message from Steve Jarvis. Keep Ram at home and nurture him. Don't send him anywhere. And that's the way to go, really. It's going to be a fun one.
That's the way, that comment there, that's the way I feel about the young lad Johnson that we've got.
Yeah.
After recalling him 24 hours before the Sheff Wednesday game, he played. And then after the game, Challoner with his interview said, well, we've got to look at a path for him now, whether that be he stays with us or we loan him back out. But he was head and shoulders. So if you've got a good player like that, like you say, they're only young, but play him, give them some league experience, and they're only going to get better from it, aren't they?
Yeah, the thing, I think with sort of like an 18, 19-year-old, if you put them into non-league, if you're talking like level 6, level 7, they could get knocked about, and they're not playing the quality of football that you want them to be playing. If they've got the skills, you want them in and around the first team. I think with Ram, this, you'll probably laugh when I say this. With Ram, he could do with going on loan to a championship team. You know what I mean? To get his minutes, but that's not going to happen, obviously. But he came from the same schooling academy as Jude Bellingham. He used to play with Jude Bellingham. Obviously, Jude Bellingham's taller and much higher rated. But I'm not comparing him to him. I'm just saying he's got some good skills. He's got some good skills and good potential. I think he'll do well in the game. I think I can see him moving on past Walsall within 2 or 3 years, unless Walsall have started moving up through the divisions. He's one of them. You can bring them down, Simon, going to a lower league. I don't know how if he played for a championship. I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah. Got you. Right then. So what time are you getting there?
Coach leaves at 11 o'clock, which is ridiculously early as usual. But I think we've got to stop off somewhere. I think 3 miles from the ground. So,
okay.
Our supporters club will arrive at 5 to 3.
Because I think last season we tried to get together last season, but I think your coach sort of
it
a bit.
Friday night, wasn't it? Had you just been taken over or bought the ground or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
aren't they? And we brought a load. I don't think we're going to bring as many this year.
No.
I had a look on the ticket sales before I came on, and there's loads of tickets left, so we're going to be selling out.
Well, we took 1,300 to Morecambe,
right?
Which is excellent support.
We took, I think a lot of our supporters, with Sheffield Wednesday being last night, had the decision of, do we go Sheffield Wednesday or do we go Walsall? And probably most of them went to Walsall last year. It's not often we go to Sheffield.
Well, Sheffield's a bit closer, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot closer. We took 2,100 and something there last night. So that was a good following. But I think you guys will probably pay the price for that. Ticket money on Saturday.
Okay. Well, I think things are looking up for Walsall and for Stockport, and it's going to be a good game, I'm sure, and a much more entertaining game. Can DJ do it again to Stockport?
Hopefully not.
That's been brilliant. Thanks for coming on. Good luck for the season. Obviously not for tomorrow, so for Saturday.
And yourselves.
And it'd be good. We'll speak again, no doubt. I see you've joined our Fantasy Premier League.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I'll give you a whooping on that.
I'm generally pretty bad on that. Stephen's the king. Stephen, my lad.
To be honest, I don't really watch much Premiership football, so I just went on the stats of who'd been picked, the percentage-wise, the most. By the time it actually kicks off, what my team is, they might all be injured anyway. So
Yeah. Stephen's kicking off a fantasy Premier League. If you need the code, just message me on my email warsallfantv10@gmail.com, and I'll send you the code, get you involved with that, just for a bit of fun. And I bet you didn't join our super duper quiz, did you?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
That would probably be a bit of a challenge for you, wouldn't it? Being all Walsall questions.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Right then, okay, we'll leave it there. The joy and the pain, we all share it, don't we? We just help, and both of us helping for more joy this season.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Good to see you again, Craig.
Cheers.
Cheers, Manny. Take care. Thanks for watching. Cheers.